Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. No public comment? Okay, we'll leave it open anyhow. Next meeting date is January 13th. Nobody seems to complain on it. What's that?
Did we get the minutes?
Oh, I forgot to attach them. I sent them out. I sent out a packet and I forgot to attach.
You sent the bills.
Here's a
And
one.
Heather sent the agenda.
I saw them this morning, but I was heading out the door and I just shows off. I look at my computer on a weekend. Well, I forgot that we had moved the meeting to Monday, so I was in my head thinking, oh, I got all day today to get stuff ready, and I looked at the agenda late Friday and was like, oh, wait. Do we have enough people that read it, or we want to pick that up next month?
Or-
I haven't seen it.
We're taking it next month, that's works, doesn't it?
Sounds good. Payment approval?
Speed reader.
That I did send, and I have the copy to sign here. Mainly reimbursements, some office supplies, our normal monthly communication.
So that APHIS bill is pretty big.
Yeah, it usually is, because it's a quarterly bill that APHIS sends, and it depends on how much activity they've had in that quarter. So usually the October bill is a big one, because they've been pretty active in the previous 3 months.
And there's no way to consolidate contracts or anything, just within the county?
Apparently not. I asked him about that. I asked Seth about that, and it would, he said it would have to be a totally separate contract. I assume it's because what they do under our contract program is all ag-related, strictly ag-related. What they would be doing for like the airport, that's a different category to them. That's the word I got from
And
you.
what they do for Jared is different? I mean, because it seems like once they're already in the area
I
doing
mean,
it,
I can ask him again and.
seems silly to
Consolidating, but.
have three separate.
Right. But like, you know, and like what they're doing for forestry, that's all mainly just beaver in forest environments, so.
And there were two listings for them on your
Well, it's just the way that they split up the
time?
way their categories are split up on the invoice versus the way that it shows up in our system. They're a little bit different, so I have to kind of pull stuff out of their invoice and get it into our line items here. That's why it shows up as two like that.
And is the contract, is it January to December or October 1
Yes,
to
January
September
to
30?
December.
January to December?
And usually, like, well, just the last meeting, I think, is when we went over all the APHIS contract stuff. That was for 2026. So that's now been approved for 2026. And we'll do the same next year. We'll do the same thing, you know, toward the end of the year. He'll come back with a new contract, new price sheet for crop damage.
Do you remember, Phil, what it runs for forestry?
No, I don't. It varies year to year. I think last year was up again, I think, wasn't it? I was complaining about a lot of beavers, I think, last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it
Yeah.
like a couple of months ago, right? But- And is that reimbursable at all, or that's all the county paid for?
Oh, no, it's reimbursed. It's basically a pass-through. So the way that it's set up is APHIS does the work throughout the year. They bill us, we pay APHIS. At the end of the year, then, well, early the following year, usually
Cap.
in January, February, then I submit all of that to DNR.
Oh, DNR.
DNR reimburses basically that exact amount, so. It doesn't cost the county anything under this, at least our program. I don't know about forestry. And I assume the airport's gonna be county. I don't know if there's any reimbursement for that. At least on our end, we get that exact amount reimbursed from DNR at the beginning of next year. So there's the ones to sign.
Yeah, you can, or I can do it after you sign, whichever. I can do it either way.
Did you soil sample?
I think that was for a new subdivision plan we're doing for, I'm doing for, Bill Holt.
Motion to approve? Second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. This is all yours for a while, Nick. I get the last one.
There was a email from Jim at Wildlife Damage. I don't know if they're still working or not, APHIS. He did send an email. Basically, they're just wrapping up, removing all the bear traps. He said they had captured and moved 131 bears this season. Other than that, that was about all he had to update. Did not get anything from Amanda. Amanda Peters is the new district conservationist. Nick Besace officially has moved to Stevens Point, the Stevens Point office, and Amanda Peters is his replacement. And they're not obviously working right now, so. I haven't even had a chance to meet her yet because she started on September 30th, 31st, something like that. And
September 31st, did she?
I think so.
It's not a day.
Or 29th.
I didn't see her. It's the feds, yeah, you know.
Always one in a crowd.
They have their own calendar.
And I have not heard anything from FSA either. I haven't gotten an update or a news.
His email came back saying that he didn't have email right now because of not working.
Shut down.
Yeah. As far as we're concerned, we're just wrapping up projects right now. I've got a couple others in the works that we'll talk about in a little bit. John Runstrom is officially the interim zoning administrator right now. doing a great job. And we'll see where that all ends up here, probably after the first of the year. So,
He's just waiting to see how it works out. That's why he's in interim.
for now, he wants to kind of see how it goes.
How many people yell at him in that position?
Okay.
How many people yell at him in that position?
Yeah. And Heather is officially the zoning technician, as well as the front desk person, so she'll be doing double duty for a while. But we're happy to have her in that role too. She did go already and get her public inspector license done, so she can go out and do inspections as well. It may not seem like it sometimes, but we're in pretty good shape in the department right now, actually. So you want me to just keep going down the... No animal waste storage applications, out-of-county travel. I did have, it came up after our last meeting, but I went to the Northwest Grazers Conference that was in Shell Lake, Saturday, November 1st. I do have a travel form. Basically, it's an organization of folks that are involved in promoting rotational grazing, managed grazing, for livestock, sheep, goats, cows.
Are we supposed to find this then, or what? Oh, I see.
Motion, out of county travel.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, carried.
Thank you. Landowner reimbursements we have this month. I sent that out in that packet if you had a chance to look at it. If not, we have a stream crossing that was completed. That's going to be paid by the Fish and Wildlife Grant and the TRIM grant. It's in the Devil's Creek watershed. So, we've had 3 cover crop contracts that were completed, and a fencing project. They're one of the Zykes. They're converting from dairy to rotational grazed beef. So we're helping them set up the grazing plan and the exterior fence for their operation. And then we have a rain garden and buffer, shoreline buffer planting down on Island Lake.
Where was the Devil's Creek crossing put in at?
Off of,
One right off of O there. Oh,
comes the road that comes, I can't remember the name, but the road that comes off of O there, right by Jason Wester's.
Oh, that's,
the Teskies. I know he had to do something.
Teskies, that's further
Further up.
but
Timon Road or what?
Timon, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's right off of Timon, not too far from where Zebro Road hits Timon.
Okay. I didn't realize that Devil's Creek crossed Timon Road.
Doesn't cross, it comes down, it loops down and comes real close to Timon, and then it kind of,
Right, because it
Back up
doubles
again.
back up north
Yeah.
a little bit. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, it comes down actually pretty close to Timon.
Okay. You're down that flat then?
Yeah, down the flats. Oh, yeah.
All done the work already?
What's that?
They've all done the work already?
All except the fencing. But they're gonna probably start this year, and my hope is that we can at least get the contract signed, and then we can, if we need to, we can carry the funds forward through DADCAP, so.
Started. It's gonna start freezing quick.
Yeah,
I know that's no fun to do.
So you need them,
yeah, if you would, yeah. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
The budget summaries I sent out, everything is, no concerns for me. A lot of them really don't change a whole lot from month to month, like the dams and the NACD. And NACD is closed out anyway, non-metallic mining. The only one that fluctuates a little bit is the SWRM grant, and I think we're right on track with that one. So. If anybody has any questions?
I have to sign one of
Otherwise,
them.
yeah, when we're done, you can
Okay.
sign those.
I have to sign once, but I've been told.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, they gotta pass some type of regulation. If it doesn't vary by more than 10%, why do it every month? It's, especially stuff that freezes, when it freezes, you're done. You know, it's ridiculous.
All right, and so now just a few updates. The 2026 poster and speaking contest is coming up. The theme for the posters this year is soils where it all begins. I just sent the email out last week to all the schools, all the teachers, reminding them of the contest and the deadlines. We're asking them to have all their entries in by December 31st. And then we're going to have the poster judging during the day on January 8th. And we'll have the contest that evening, 6:30. We're gonna try and use the Worden Avenue Exchange again. If not, I may be bugging the library. They've got a pretty decent space down there. Well,
It has to be big.
it's bigger than this, so that's what we're looking
That
for.
worked good last year.
But I really hope that John will let us do it there if he's got it open. That worked really well.
You could do it at the senior center, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what John does.
So the speaking contest is on January.
Yeah, on the 8th, yeah, and 6:30. And I do have posters ready to go, 11 by 17 posters that I made. If anybody wants some, I can print them out. You can, if you have someplace you want to put one up, certainly can. I'm going to put them, I'll give them a copy to each of the schools, and then maybe take one down to the library as well, so.
What about the 4-H clubs, maybe? Send one to each of the 4-H clubs, or
Maybe could, yeah, I didn't think about that.
a good source, I would think.
Got your judges lined up?
Not yet, but I'm counting on a couple. Glancing at you.
Stare, it wasn't a glance.
It's fun. I'm too easy, you gotta find a harder judge.
What's that?
I said, I'm too easy, you gotta find a harder one. Little nervous fellow. Get a 5.
So, well, I'll keep you informed as things move along, but that is in the works. The Wild Rice Lee Lake drawdown, just an update. Didn't
So
get,
you're still standing.
didn't get the quite the drawdown we were
Oh,
hoping.
shoot.
About a foot, little over a foot of drawdown, which I was hoping for 2 to 3, but it's just the way that the spillway is designed. It's got stop logs. It's kind of a strange design. There's the outlet structure, and there's an inverted pipe, obviously, that out into the lake, comes up into this structure, and there's stop logs in there. You can remove those stop logs, but that only gets you about a foot to a foot and a half of drainage. There is underneath all of that, there is a gigantic round metal gate that you need a excavator or backhoe to pull up. If you do that, that's basically pulling the plug on the lake, and you could drain the whole thing. But I was reluctant to do that because I don't know how rusted that thing is. If get it open and then can't get it closed again, it's a huge problem. So we'll live with a foot for this year.
It's been so
The
dry
whole,
anyways.
the whole
That's what
upper,
I was thinking, it's so dry, it may not fill back up.
the whole upper end of the lake is only about a foot deep anyway, which is where the majority of the wild rice was, so. We'll let it go this year, and then next year, after, it will flood it back up in the spring. And in the fall, we're gonna do a reseeding. We're not gonna drain it, we're gonna do a reseeding in the next fall. And then the third year, we'll go back in and drain it again. And
So how do you reseed? I mean, just throw seed out? I mean, and you got to,
we'll go in and we'll knock the rice. I mean,
Oh, okay, I
existing
see.
rice. We'll
Yeah,
just use the
okay.
existing rice
Self-
there. You go in
okay.
and self-seed it. So
okay.
they want you to, if you're reseeding, they want you to reseed with rice has been collected from that water body or a very nearby water body. So you're not bringing in Minnesota rice to reseed here, just because there's slight genetic variations, and so we thought it was best just to go in and reseed with the native that's there.
So it doesn't necessarily reseed itself all the time?
It will, but we're just going to help along a little bit.
Okay, I was thinking, wondering that,
Yeah, the ducks will knock it down quite a bit themselves.
Yeah.
Which will help reseed some,
Right.
but that gets a lot of hunting pressure up there, so.
So did you put the logs back in?
Well, I put one back in, just because it got to that October 1 deadline where you can't draw down after October 1. So I put one stop log back in just to kind of halt the drawdown. So it's, like I said, it's about a foot now. We probably could have got another close to a half a foot, but I had to halt the drawdown, so.
Was it hard to move them?
The first one popped right out when I went inside. Like 2 days before we were actually going to start, I thought, well, I'll go out and take a look, see what it's going to take, and went out, popped the first one. The first one just slid right out. Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. Went back 2 days later then when we were officially started, and I couldn't get that second one out. The third one, I'm trying to grab it. It's all slimy and slippery. I'm trying to grab it. I couldn't get it out. Well, then I brought my great big pry bar from home the next day, and once I got down in there, then they just popped right out.
Get all the sediment and everything holding them in loose.
Well, it's not sedimented there because the outlet, the stop logs are like up here, and there's that whole gate and structure and everything below that, so it's not like it's down close to the water level, but they're just so slimy and coated with algae, and they've been underwater for 20 years. They're all swelled up, and but we got her. They came out. And, one of them did break. I'm going to have to this spring. I'll have to cut a new board and replace it. But that happens. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how it does, and then start probably as soon as ice is out. We'll start putting the stop logs back in and just bring the water level back up.
Do you have a safety buddy with you?
I didn't, but I had a safety harness. There's two great big steel pipes across the top of the outlet structure, so I could get my safety harness on and tie onto that. And I didn't fall in. So.
Good.
And the last thing is I don't know if we had ever talked about this Pigeon Creek Dam project. I know, Mike, you were around when that all started. Phil, you were too, but I don't think you guys were. Back in 2021, the inspection of that dam showed that it didn't meet specs. So DNR said either you got to tear it out or you got to rebuild it. Well, so it's way up in the corner of the county, up there, Bay Lane Road. And the road itself is actually the dam. I don't know if you've ever driven up there, but the road forms the dam. And the word is, in the past, when they originally built that road, it was built on top of an old beaver dam that was there. So that they basically just buried the old beaver dam and built the road on top of it. Currently it works because it's been there for 50 years. And what has happened is So this is the road and the dam right here. And the stream, the outlet for the lake is right through here, the culvert that comes down through the road. But the beavers have built a dam right here. And that dam is actually what's holding back or Shelter Lake. And it's a solid, I mean, I've walked across it multiple times. It's a solid dam. It's been there for who knows how long. But it can't be considered the dam for the lake. So the plan is, we worked with Morgan and Parmley. They're going to rebuild the road here and put in a similar kind of an outlet structure at Lee Lake. So it'll be an inverted pipe that goes out into the lake. I think it's got an invert on the end of it. That way the beavers, they won't dam that up. And there won't be any running water sound. So hopefully they won't be building any more dams, and we'll have to tear that existing beaver dam out.
So after you tear it out, do you replace it with anything, or it's just gonna be gone?
No, because they're going to rebuild the actual dam, the road as well. So the road will actually be the dam.
Okay, I thought that was already addressed and solved last year, but it hasn't been done yet then.
No, it's been a process. It's
okay.
been under review by DNR since then. And finally here in the last, midsummer, we finally got the final approval on the plan. We applied for a grant, which we were awarded based on the approved design. So we do have a grant, I think it's 50% cost share, so.
So if they take out the old dam, why do you have to replace the road? I'm not following.
Well,
that.
because that's not up to the current specs for flow hazard dams.
So the
The slopes.
They're gonna raise it, or what are they actually gonna do to the road? I mean,
The slopes aren't correct, is the biggest problem. And if they have to put that inverted pipe through there, they're gonna have to tear it up anyway.
so there's gonna be a different culvert. Or am I
Yeah,
following that?
the culvert will go through the dam at an angle
Okay,
out into the lake.
okay.
I forget how far it goes out, but, and then there's an invert on the end of that. And the end of that pipe is set at the elevation that you want to maintain the lake at.
Great.
And then the beavers won't dam that outlet up because they don't know it's there, basically.
So what are they gonna actually change about the road itself then? I mean,
Nothing other than probably the slopes on the sides.
oh, we're not talking a major rebuild, they're just. of the road.
I don't think, I mean, they may have to take some of it off and put new base course down.
Okay.
Stuff like that, but yeah.
How much is it gonna cost?
I forget, I believe the estimate was around 96,000 total.
For the whole
The
project?
whole project, I
And-
believe is what the,
The county's paying half of that?
half of that, yeah.
And is it in the budget?
Yeah, I mean, that was back 2021 when they approved moving forward with the project, and they were gonna allocate the funds when the time came, and I assume it's coming out of the power line fund, but I don't know.
This fall wasn't a good time, it was really dry. If we have a wet year next year, it could be uphill slog.
So it's in like 50 grand is in the budget we're gonna consider on Wednesday for this?
I don't know if it is or not. I'd have to go back and look at the original resolution that was passed.
We should probably check that.
Well, it won't be, yeah, it'll be 2026.
Right, yeah, because you're gonna do the work next year. So we need it in the budget.
So there isn't a start date yet for the, okay, just, so you're confident it'll be done next year then, or?
So what's the meeting on the 4th?
That was to review the bids with Morgan and Parmley. Because they had to obviously put it out for bid for the work.
Well, then they'll have to close that trail down for a period of time then.
Yeah, and we'll have to coordinate with forestry because that is a haul road that's used. And they do have some timber operations going on, so we'll have to coordinate with them.
So on the 4th, you need us to approve the construction, like pick a
Pick a contractor
contractor.
based on the, because Larry at Morgan and Parmalee, he's going to review all of them and he'll have a recommendation.
So it's out for bid right now.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't take that long though, should it? I mean,
No, I don't think so. Larry figured at most less than 30 days, he figures.
oh, okay, I was thinking a week, but okay.
And what time is that on the 4th? 9?
9, I think,
So
yeah,
that's really our next meeting, is not January 13th, it's December 4th.
right,
Because you need us all, or 3 of us, right?
yeah,
3 of the 4 of us. December, is it the 4th?
4th, yeah,
9 o'clock?
9.
Check with forestry, because we got bid openings coming up again, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked with Jared last week.
I already have it on my calendar.
So what lake is that again?
It's called Sheltered Bedding.
Sheltered Betty?
Yeah, it's kind of a misnomer. I don't know where the name originally came from. They call it the Pigeon Creek Dam, but it's a tributary to Pigeon Creek. It's not the actual Pigeon Creek. It's Sheltered Betty Lake, so. But Pigeon Creek Dam just stuck, so that's what we've been using.
Yeah, that's not Pigeon Creek.
No, it's a tributary,
It's funny.
unnamed tributary, no less.
Close.
It's in the same watershed.
And the DNR did the inspection in 2021? Or,
No, well, Morgan and Parmalee,
yeah.
they do the inspection, then that gets submitted to DNR.
And the reason it was inspected because it's a county forest road, is that?
Well, it's a county, we're the owner of the dam.
The dam.
So,
Okay,
because it's all on county land.
okay.
Yeah, so why isn't this Jared's project?
Because Land and Water Conservation Division took over management of the county-owned dams in 2020.
So Nick's going to do a talk on January 21st on the history of Rusk County dams for the Historical Society. I like this one.
I'm going to talk about this one. I want to find out more, but it intrigues me that they just built the road on top of an old beaver dam.
Yeah.
It worked.
Obviously, it worked.
It obviously works good because it's
Beavers are
been,
good builders. Yeah, held up a long time.
well, when Jacob Druffner at DNR, when he first started looking at this, he hadn't been there, but he was just looking at the information about it. And he wanted to tear the beaver dam out right now. I said, oh, we can't have that there. And we were like, a beaver dam is the only thing if you tear that out, then all that pressure comes against that road, and the spillway was starting to, the culvert was starting to undercut. Water was flowing underneath it during real high water. And, if you take that beaver dam out and all that pressure now is at that one outlet structure, it would wash it out. And we didn't want that to happen, so we convinced them just to leave the beaver dam there because it was working, and it has been working for 50 years.
Well, so how's that work then? If you tear the dam, you're gonna have water up against that raw bank right away. I mean,
Yeah, I think the plan is they're gonna start the inlet structure before they tear that out, and they're gonna have to de-water the lake, so they're gonna have to bring the lake level down.
I was gonna say, they
quite
also
a
have to
bit.
drain the lake, almost seems like, and,
They're gonna bring it down to the level where they can do the work on the road without having all that.
right, otherwise you tear out that dam, you're gonna have all that
Right.
loose bank, and it's not
Right.
gonna end well.
Yeah, no, they'll de-water first. They'll draw it down to where the level they need.
There's no fish in there? or-
Yeah.
There's bait fish. I don't know that there's any game fish, maybe some panfish.
Has anybody ever fished it? I mean,
I don't know. I haven't. It's not very deep, so I'm guessing it probably winter kills.
Vegetation.
I do see bait fish in there, but minnows.
There's no houses around it at all?
No, it's all county,
Middle
it's all
county.
county land. It's all county land, and downstream, there's 2 gigantic wetland complexes before it even gets to any kind of another highway. So it's a low hazard dam. I mean, even if it did fail, the wetlands would flood and absorb all that flood water. You probably wouldn't even notice it 2 miles downstream.
So do you need a dam there?
Well, it's a road. It's for the road more than anything. And the other option would be to tear all that out and build a bridge, which is more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's a great wildlife habitat. I mean, it's a big long. It's got a real convoluted shoreline all the way around. I know the last time I was by there was a pair of swans.
It's super pretty up there.
Like I said, I was by it a couple times this summer, the side by side. That's pretty through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a lot of vegetation on this app, the Onyx app.
I believe the original purpose was for wildlife habitat.
Okay. Alrighty.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed kind of on where that's at. It's been a long, arduous process.
Should have hired the beavers in the beginning. Anything else for the committee? If not, I guess motion.